Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here to share my review of the DOOGEE V20 with a 6.43 AMOLED display, guys. The first time ever on a rugged phone that I've seen, but most excitingly, guys, we have a rear display. Could this be the ultimate rugged phone on the market? Let's have a look. So folks, sharing my thoughts here on this DOOGEE V20, and I gotta tell you, this is actually one of the more impressive rugged phones I've seen here on the channel. This phone is going to be launched in a world premiere on AliExpress tomorrow, February 21st, but of course I'm sharing my impressions and review of this device. Let's start with what's inside the box. You see the typical DOOGEE look, but we got a little bit more snazzy here with a very sparkly logo. We do have a few other accessories. This is the SIM ejector tool. You have a 33-watt charger for this phone. You have USB-C on this phone, and we have an additional screen protector. But this phone, at least for me, came with a few more awesome little freebies. This DOOGEE carrying case, which I think is very nice, and a DOOGEE hat as well. Nice touch, guys. Now, this phone's original retail price is $399. Yet, for the first 100 orders, you're going to be seeing a special, and if you can pick this one up for around that price in the sub $300 US range, there's a lot to like about this DOOGEE V20. Now, of course, as a rugged phone, we have the full IP68 69K military spec standard. So drop this in water, get this phone beat up. It's going to handle it just like any typical rugged phone. And you do have a few other different color variations. This is what we call the night black version, but there's also a phantom gray edition and a wine red edition. And I do love this kind of Kevlar carbon fiber finish. It is one of the nicest DOOGEE phones that I've definitely seen from the company. But of course, from my perspective, something I've been asking for on a rugged phone for the longest time is an AMOLED display, and we finally have it here in this DOOGEE V20. Now, it is a 6.43 2400 by 1080, but it is an AMOLED display with very inky blacks, and to see this finally on a rugged phone, I think is a really nice thing to see. There's still no high refresh rate, of course, but you know what? I'm pretty glad that we finally have AMOLED on this DOOGEE V20. And watching content is surprisingly good on this DOOGEE V20. As you see, they've gone away from the notch design that they've typically used for these phones, and you have a much, more modern looking design here for a rugged phone with bezels at the bottom. Yes, they're a little large, but you know what? In the grand scheme of things, this is one of the best screen to front panel ratios I've seen on a rugged phone. It really does go toe-to-toe with a more modern design, and I think it's a great content viewing experience. Performance, and surprisingly, guys, this is a dual 5G Dimensity 700 CPU. I was actually surprised to see them using the Dimensity 700, which, yes, it is a mid-range Dimensity chipset, but it's a decent chipset, achieving a 361,000 Antutu score. It is not too bad, considering, and it's been a very smooth experience overall. And with 8 gigabytes of DDR4X RAM and 256 gigs of storage, this is one of the better capacities I've seen on one of these rugged phones, and you get it here with this DOOGEE V20. Respectable performance, which is typically not something I can say about most rugged phones. And in the battery department, we're looking at a 6,000 milliampere capacity, and this thing has not died on me. It will easily last 2 to 3 days with normal use, with 18 days of standby. Honestly, guys, these rugged phones have always been battery champs, and this DOOGEE V20 is no different. Now let's talk about one of the key highlights, though, is this rear display. And DOOGEE has gone to a similar look here to a certain Xiaomi phone. I think you know which one it is. At the very least, this will serve to be able to, answer calls. So it's almost like having a Mi Smart Band, like a little wearable on the back, but it's a nice feature. I've always enjoyed this on my Mi 11 Ultra, and it's cool to see DOOGEE implementing that here on their phone. And of course, as you can see, there's many different methods you can use to wake up the display, double tap to wake, and you have a number of different themes as well that you can use for in calls. You can kind of adjust that, and for the music playback as well. Now, I don't know if this can do notifications, but at least for these basic features, this could be pretty useful just when you have the phone down like this and being able to see a call coming in. It's a cool rear display, but maybe we can see some additional features like custom photos and stuff like that in the future. And last but not least, we do have a 64 megapixel main camera, triple camera setup here on the back of this Doogee V20. Now, of course, with rugged phones, don't raise your expectations, but generally the quality on this camera has been okay. I can take some decent shots. Today's been a really gloomy day, but you can see the quality is relatively sharp, all things considered. What is one of the key highlights of this camera is the night vision modes. So turning off the lights here, you can see the night vision mode, and you can do those night vision camera shots, which can be pretty useful in certain settings as well. So that's it for this quick review, guys, and my final verdict on this Doogee V20. To be honest, there's two things that this phone delivers that really makes it a step above what I've seen on previous rugged phones. The AMOLED 6.43-inch Full HD Plus display, it is a beauty. It's definitely the nicest display I've seen on a rugged phone, and of course we have that rear display, which does bring a bit of functionality and a pretty cool look, to be honest, that very few other phones other than the Mi 11 Ultra can deliver. All in all, guys, I'm actually pretty impressed. This, for that introductory price of $279, is a lot of phone, and considering the fact that you don't have to baby this can go into the shower, this can be used on the beach, this can be used in a lot of different settings, that this Doogee V20 might just be the best rugged flagship that you can get on the market today. So check out links in the description, and thanks once again to Doogee for sending this one out. But hit me up in the comments. What are your thoughts on this Doogee V20? And do you agree that it does represent, at that introductory price of $279, one of the best values that you can get in the rugged smartphone game? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon for future updates. Stay tuned, folks. Some more great phones and more great content coming as always. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one. The rear display is cool, but Doogee, you had me at AMOLED. Oh yeah.